Hey there, so let me ask you something. Is AI just making you faster? What if AI didn't have to just make you faster, it could actually make you better? That's what we're going to kind of talk about today because right now what I'm seeing people do is use AI to uh, optimize stuff, which is great. I think that's an amazing thing to do. We are looking at ways of writing emails faster, improving our content. Some things I do all the time. Some things I teach quite a bit, to be completely honest with you. We're showing people all the time how to make more content, more effective content quicker, faster follow up, things like that. And I think again it's great, but AI, I believe, can do more for us. I believe AI can be that resource for us to not only do more, but maybe even hopefully think better. Again, AI is not about replacing us in our business. It's really about how we can utilize it and make ourselves better. John Maxwell, again, tells us many times to really focus on our strengths, improve our strengths, and manage our weakness. I'm paraphrasing to a degree because that's kind of what I got from some of his books. But I do think some of the things out there, this is actually going to do that. And that's how I use AI a lot, is it's helping me become better at the things I do while at the same time managing some of my weaknesses. So what most people I'm seeing doing, and again, I'll be honest with you, I'm teaching this, there's nothing wrong with this. I just want us to think a little bit larger than the system itself. So they're using AI for write this email for me, create this one thing, do this for me, right? Build the content, do whatever. And instead of asking AI to replace your work, I'm going to tell you, I think it's a really good idea to start thinking about ways of it improving how you work. So let me just give you an example. Last year I was on a board. I was the leader of the volunteer board at that particular year. And we did a lot of really cool things, but one of the things that I really wanted to do was send out a little more consistent communication from the volunteer side. And I thought that was an easy thing to do, but I'll be honest, my writing isn't great. But I didn't want the system to write the email. I wanted me to write the email, and I wanted it to improve the email. So what I would do afterwards, instead of saying write the board email, what I would do is to come out and say, okay, can you please review this, critique it for me, make it a little bit clearer, more motivational, inspiring, blah, 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 and more aligned with our board goals, right? And when I did that, now the email was my words communicating my way, but in a much more improved process. And it really didn't add any time to me, right? The nice thing about that was I just got to spit out what I was thinking and then use the system to improve what I was doing. That's just really one simple example of the ways you can make this happen. So if you think about this from some of our worlds in here, and we need to do things like write a market update, I could come out here and just make this a little bit better, right? So instead of saying write the market update in here, I could say, take these data points. Here's what I'm thinking that's in here. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Tell me where you see some differences. Understand that I need to encourage, motivate people to become a buyer, become a seller, become a client, whatever. And when we move forward, it will start writing for you. Now, if you just say simple things, it's not going to sound like you, right? It's not going to be you, which is not always a bad thing. Like I'm telling a lot of people, unless you are those people that have professions or knowledge in marketing or leadership, sometimes our tonalities change the conversation. So having the system understand that's here it's go. But again, just to give you an example, I can give it data. And I do this all the time. I give it data. I tell it to analyze, but I'll tell you what my insight is first. Here's what I think it's saying. And then it'll critique me. It can be my coach as well as my author, all at the same time. And when I do this, It's now writing that newsletter, my social media post, the way I need it to do, the way I'm communicating that stuff, and how I'm going to be there. Trick is to this, you're definitely going to have to make your AI a critic, a critiquer, a coach, and not just an agreeer, because by default it's going to agree with you. And I think that's incredibly important to understand. So a couple things I want you to think about where AI can actually help make us better. It can help it can make us clearer, right? It'll help us organize our thoughts. Last year, and I think I've talked about this in previous videos, I actually did use this tool to be my brainstorming partner, right? It just went through, told me what I do, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that was one of the best things I did in the system, because when I was looking at this and working in here, now I feel like I'm ready to go. When I'm offering or when I'm offering speaking notes, or I'm asking to come speak, I know exactly what I want to do. Not that I never did, but I'm way more confident than I ever have been. Again, it's going to help us do communication. We gave a couple examples of that already today. But the other thing I do like about it is the consistency. I really feel like I'm much better on track. I will tell you, AI is a really good component, especially if you're an inconsistent worker. It will develop and show you those inconsistent ways. Not pointing them out directly, but the things that it builds will be inconsistent. So it's really good for building that consistency, or really identifying that inconsistency. And I'm going to tell you, as I just said earlier with the brainstorming, it gave me a lot more confidence. I feel like I can do more things. I can be way more effective when I'm doing in a much more efficient amount of time. And I think that's an extremely helpful situation. So the key principle that I want you to remember is stay in the loop. AI can assist, it can suggest, it can refine. But you're the one that's still going to decide. You're the one that's going to edit, interpret, and build the outcome. Now, I kind of think about this from a reverse engineering perspective. I really do want you to create first, and tell it to critique, and then come back and look at it and edit. This is how you're going to get a little bit more out of the system and a little bit more out of what you're doing. But because the reason being, the moment you remove yourself out of your loop, that's when things start to drop. That's when things start to get a little less your voice, a little less what you want, a little less of the outcome. And people will know that. They're going to see that. They're going to feel it. So here's what I want you to kind of do. I want you to think about it from three roles. Make it your assistant, make it your editor, but more importantly, I want you to make it your thought partner. I want AI to help you think through those ideas. Again, the editor is easy. I think it's really good for that. But it's not the decision maker. You're the one that has that final say. You're the one that has the final way to go through that. And when you do it and you tell that in the system, it will make you the final boss. So AI is one of the most powerful tools out there that we've ever had to use and be able to access. It's not replacing us. It's assisting us. It's helping us. It's improving us. That's what it's doing for us in our business. And that's how I want you to think about this. So please come out there and let it be the tool. And if you use AI to replace some of the things you do, you'll become faster, you'll become better, you're going to become stronger, not physically, but business-wise, you'll become stronger. And it will make you out there. So here's the challenge for the week. Don't ask AI just to do something for you. Ask it to find a better way to do it. Because right now the professionals who win are already using it. It's at the next level. And that's what I want you guys to be. I want you to be the next level thinkers. You know you are, and that's how I want you to be. So with that, I hope this was helpful. If you're using AI to the next level, give me an idea. Put it in the prompt. Put your ideas of how you're using it and the outcomes that you're getting. I'm always very curious to see what you guys are doing. Let me know how I can help. I'm always here. But if you like what you see, subscribe, hit the bell button, wherever on the social media platforms you're at. We will see you next time, and I hope this helps.